Look down the Old Man River these days and you'll see it speckled with color, as bright rafts and tubes stand out against its muddy brown waters.
Yeah, it's a favorite summer activity to do.
Hanging out, floating around. Hopefully it's not too deep.
Recent flooding has postponed the tubing season, but now that the hot days of summer are finally here, dozens are flocking to the water's edge. But how much is safety on everyone's mind?
I'm not too nervous at all. I mean, I've never really heard too many bad stories. Everyone seems to have fun, so I'm pretty excited to do it.
There's a lot of things to consider with this river. It can be a little bit deceiving because it looks calm, but it's actually quite powerful, and the water's really murky. It's quite wide, and if you run into trouble and you're far from the edge, it can be hard to get back. So that's why I recommend a paddle.
According to the Lethbridge Fire Department, in addition to bringing your paddle, water, and sunscreen, you should also have a float plan.
Basically what that is letting somebody know where you're starting and where you plan to end for your float. It's good to know that don't go alone. Of course, wearing life jackets.
We usually try to think of life vests, but it's something that you should have on the river. Unfortunately, we don't have life vests today.
Safety-wise, probably wear a life jacket, even though I am not. It's probably a smart choice. I don't know, we're all pretty good swimmers, so I'm not too concerned about that.
You would think it's common sense and it's something we harp on. It seems redundant, but it's just like wearing a seatbelt in a car. When something happens in a water environment and you're against the current, it can be a very frightening situation, and unfortunately, they can be fatal.
It's also important to consider the river's rapidly changing environment.
The current changes depending on what part of the river you're on. The depth, it can be quite deep, it can be quite shallow. The time of year you go, of course, in June with the flooding we've had, it's been fast and deep. And then later in August in spots, it's going to be so shallow you can walk right across.
I think you just have to kind of be smart about what you're doing. Don't act dangerous or anything.
Always going to stay awake, and you got to keep an eye on your surroundings.
If you're taking your cell phone anticipating that you'll just dial 911, well, it might not work down in the river bottom. And again, that's why it's good to have a float plan so people know who's all in the boat, what you're wearing, what time you're supposed to be at a certain location. And if you miss your drop-off location, what's your plan B?
For Go Southern Alberta, I'm Jeannette Rocher.